Yo, how's it going, everybody? It's the Masked Man, and today we have a very special guest. This is kind of what would I call this? This is the Skull Knight and Zod, Guts and Griffith, the new dynamic duo. Screw it, I'll just introduce him. Zegodhand, say what's up.
What's up, guys? Zegodhand here.
All right, so this is what we're gonna be doing for our first video. By the way, if you aren't subscribed to his channel, what are you doing? Link in the description below as always, and like and comment all of the good stuff. And so we're gonna be talking about some really dumb Berserk theories that we found. Now, some of these aren't all that bad, and some of these are so bad that they're good. So we'll just kind of get into the first one. Now, this is one of those that has substance to it, right? But when you kind of look at all of the evidences, it's like you have to really stretch Griffith's character. Okay, does Griffith still care about Guts? Let's, this is going to be a fun one.
It's touchy subject.
It is, because, like, some people think Griffith... The thing is some people didn't think Griffith cared about Guts at all. I think he did, in whatever twisted way he may have cared for Guts, but he did care.
Yeah, for sure.
After the eclipse... I mean, the Hill of Swords was pretty clear on that one, right? Friggin', what was it? He's like, I came to see if I care. No, I don't. I'm sorry. That was pretty much what it was.
That was basically it, yeah.
All right, second one. Zod and the Skull Knight were old allies. So essentially the dynamic between Void and Skull Knight, some people think it's between Zod and Skull Knight.
Right. Like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I don't... The thing is we know Zod's around 300 years old, but I don't think he's as old as Skull Knight is.
No, Skull Knight's like at least 1,000. Like he's crazy old. So Skull Knight's been doing Skull Knighty things for a very long time.
On his skull horse. Yeah, so you said earlier before we started the video, what his dynamic would Zod and Skull Knight's dynamic mirrors more like Zod's and Guts?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's like yeah. Zod and Guts are basically the same as Zod and Skull Knight. It's just Skull Knight has known Zod longer. That's the feeling I get anyway.
Right. Okay, this next one. This is also a touchy one. Griffith didn't hate Guts, and he didn't rape Casca for revenge. He was just making a vessel for his future self.
Wow.
I mean...
You are dead wrong.
I mean, I don't know if I wasn't reading the right version of the eclipse, man. You could tell me, right? What was he staring at the whole time while he was going ham on Casca?
I can't remember. Oh, no, it was Guts.
Bro, his dead stare was like the creepiest thing ever. Even when he was kissing Casca,
directly
his
at him the whole
was
time.
At Guts. Even when he was with Charlotte, he was thinking about Guts.
The entire time.
Look, man, I don't want to make any assumptions about Griffith this way, right? But the man's a little questionable. The thing is even though I might be able to meet halfway and compromise and say, yeah, it's possible he did it for the vessel. However, I don't think exactly that vessel, like Guts and Casca's demon child, I don't think that was the necessary vessel. I just think, you needed flesh and the egg of the perfect world. Bro, I don't know how people can deny that he hated Guts. Like, didn't before the whole sacrifice thing happen, when they went to save him, he went to, like, choke Guts out? But he was so weak he couldn't?
I mean, he obviously cared about Guts, like, before he got captured and, like, tortured and stuff, but that care became resentment, obviously.
Twisted obsession, basically. Yeah. Right.
Next up, Zod is Guts' father.
Oh my god, I hate this one.
Well, they both have pointy ears. I mean, it's obvious.
The hair is similar.
Yeah.
They're big muscles. My biggest issue with this one is it violates one of the most important aspects of Guts' character, which is his humanity.
Right. That's like a core principle of Berserk.
Right. So imagine if, like, okay, so I know this one isn't on the list, but I've heard people bring this up in the comments just as a joke. Guts wakes up and it was all a dream. That's sort of what this one feels like.
Oh, yeah.
Because the thing is Guts, if he saw Gambino as his father, so for Guts, it doesn't matter who his father is. Mm-hmm. And even though Guts' strength is incredible, there are other factors that can explain it a little bit more, even though some of it can't really be explained. Guts is just a stud.
Yeah.
Zod being his father is just... So, yeah, Zod was bored during the 300 years of existence, and he just walked up to Guts' mother and was like, "What's up?" And then some people think that's why she got hung.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. I mean, Zod probably did like have relations with a bunch of people in his youth, but
Right.
it would still defeat the purpose.
Yeah. Like, yeah. If there was, I would expect like Guts to have a bunch of half siblings. Could you imagine that dynamic if Guts had a bunch of half brothers
and they just show up in like 3 chapters?
Right. Oh,
like the Knights of Ren or something. Yeah.
To talk about. Yeah, I feel like that would actually kind of be a bad decision. Okay, Guts is the Skull Knight.
Like at the same time?
No, like he's the Skull Knight. So like Guts from the future is coming back to the past.
Okay.
To stop him from becoming the Skull Knight. Here's my issue with that. Wasn't the Berserker armor a skull shape because the Skull Knight used it?
Yeah, it was like his psyche or whatever. Yeah.
Look, man, I already had enough of a headache when in Dragon Ball Z, Trunks traveled back in time, and then there was the whole multiverse crap. Let's not throw that into Berserk, please. Let's not ruin Berserk like that. No, the Skull Knight, that would ruin the Skull Knight for me. That'd ruin Guts for me. Honestly.
It ruined everything. That's very stupid. The behelit that Guts is carrying is actually for Casca.
Oh, why? Why would you use it? Like, if Farnese died?
Even
I feel
then,
like
no.
Serpico would probably take a whack at using the Bailiff before Casca.
Yeah, I could actually see that happening. But
right.
Casca...
Yeah. Some people think, like, oh, they'll use the Bailiff not to sacrifice, but to summon the God Hand. But since the astral world and the physical world have merged, is that even necessary anymore?
No, and even if they could do that, it wouldn't be possible because the Bailiffs don't work that way, you know.
Right. You have to basically want to sacrifice something, essentially. So there's that one. All right, the next one, the Bailiffs for Isidro.
All right, similar but different, sure.
Okay, there was one panel where you see Isidro, and I don't know if you remember it, but it was during that whole, I think it was the goat. I'm going to just call it the goat cave because I don't want to.
Yeah, no, I got you.
But Isidro, he was like, "You're all here for my ambition to be sacrificed." And I was like, I don't know if you remember that panel. And it was only one panel, but that might be the only substance for Isidro using the Bailiff.
I got that vibe like a little bit, but I think it's him just kind of being a punk kid, you know, trying to be cool.
Right. It was like a comedy relief moment. Being sick and twisted and joking about this. But yeah, I don't know if you have anything else to, like, some of these you can't even talk much about. It's just like, no, moving on.
It's just like, question, no, what? Guts dies at the end of Berserk.
This one's gonna make a lot of people mad. But what was the purpose of Berserk then? Honestly, if you think Berserk is just a story about darkness and depression and Guts not being able to overcome what he faces, then you've kind of missed the mark completely on what Berserk is about. Because then there was no point of Guts. Everything that has happened to Guts so far has been him trying to regain everything he lost from the Golden Age arc.
It's perseverance, and if that perseverance just ends with him losing or dying, just wouldn't make sense.
I'm throwing myself off a cliff if Guts loses at the end of Berserk. I'm not, like, I listen, man, I'm not playing.
Isidro is Skull Knight and Shirk is Flora. They went to help the past.
I was drinking water. Okay, hold on. Wait, time out. Referee, 30 seconds. So Isidro is okay. So you're trying to tell me that little punk Isidro is actually I'm sorry, I don't even know where to start. So the Skull Knight and Flora are actually Isidro and Shirk are from the future who went back to the past.
Right, with you so far.
All right, we're moving on. We're not even addressing that one. Guts, okay, so Charlotte and Griffith are going to have this wedding, and Guts is going to kill Charlotte at that wedding. I could totally see that happening on accident.
Does Griffith know that Guts is in the audience?
Right, he would definitely feel his presence. Definitely. Like, how do you miss a 6-foot How tall is Guts again? Because I see people talk about that. It's like 6'3" to 6'8",
He's supposed
right?
to be. Yeah, he's somewhere in between there. He's like 6'3", I think.
Right, because there's no way Casca's like 6'3" too. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because if Guts is 6'8", then Casca's pretty tall as well, because she's
Right,
up
right.
to his like face basically. But yeah, Guts is a. How do you miss a 6'3" stud of a man with a 6 foot something sword? Like, cool. But could you imagine it's like after the wedding they're outside, and I don't. Do you think Griffith would care if Charlotte got killed?
No, I don't think he would care. I think it would kind of like dampen things. Like he's supposed to be this like really bright leader, and he would have to try to cover that up for his people and stuff. He wouldn't like it, but he wouldn't care, you know?
Right. Got rid of my toy. It's pretty much what she is to him. Poor Charlotte. She deserves so much better.
All right, Donovan is Casca's father.
Could you imagine how awkward that would be?
Wait, is it because of their skin color?
I actually think that's the only reason. Like, they're the only two. I think they're the only two dark-skinned people we see in Berserk outside of the
or whatever.
Outside of them.
Yeah, the cushions. Yeah, they're the only like non-cushion. Yeah.
Right, and so it's like, oh my god, that's horrible.
It's very stupid.
That's bad. Like, because remember the one panel where Casca asked Guts, was this your first time? And Guts just makes like this funny face staring straight up. That's horrible. Y'all need to stop. We'll ignore the second part of that, because it was basically, is Donovan the Skull Knight? No,
yeah.
That one's just a fun one. That one's one of those that's so bad it's good.
Right.
All right, the next one. Griffith did nothing. I can't. Griffith did nothing wrong.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with that. That's true. That's the truth, right?
I can hear the dislikes now. I guess you can read the next one.
All right. Grunbeld. Is that how you pronounce his name? Pretty sure it is.
Grumbeld, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Grunbeld is future Isidro.
It's because they're gingers, right?
Yeah, it's like the same thing with Casca and Donovan. They have similar attributes, so they're the same person.
Here's my question though. Doesn't Grumbeld have like his own novel explaining his backstory and childhood?
Oh yeah.
And he's like a giant from as a kid.
Yeah, he's a race giant. Like, yeah, he's not a human.
Yeah, last time I checked, Isidro is no giant. And Isidro is not cool enough to turn into Grumbeld.
Unfortunately not.
No, bro. Could you imagine if he was like the same race as Grumbeld? He could breathe fire. Now we're talking, bro. Next one. Skull Knight is void.
I think silence captures how I feel about that the best.
So we so now we can move on to the next one. Go ahead, you can.
All right, Shirka and Guts become Flora and Skull Knight. So I guess that's another time travel theory.
What's with all the Berserk time travels?
I don't know.
Why? Like, has hiatus driven us that mad?
I think it's because we want to time travel to the future to get more chapters. I mean, it only makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting one this July, and it's like, I don't know, man. Like, it's like, I don't know. Why, you know? That one's just, like, no. Like, I don't know. Alright, next one, and this is the last one on the list. Guts is part fairy. Or part elf. Or anything that isn't just fully human.
Yeah, that kind of harkens back to the Zod's son thing. Yeah, he's a human, the real deal.
Right. Like, I have pointy ears. And nobody looks at me and
Hey,
they're like, are you
me
fully
too, man.
human? No one ever does that. I mean, they might just to be a bully, but... So yeah, that's gonna conclude this video. Me and zegodhand are gonna be doing some videos on his channel as well. So again, make sure you go check out his channel. Link in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the bell notifications. All of the good stuff. And as always... Hold on, I gotta burp. Sorry about that. As always, this has been The Masked Man. Hope everyone has a blessed rest of the day, and peace.